Alright, what's up guys? We're at the Jekyll Island Historic District. We're about to walk down this path and show you some of the different homes that are over here. We're right here at the entrance. You can kind of see it over here, but we got a little bit of a boardwalk to our right. So let's start our journey.
Alright, so the first house we're at is the Moss Cottage, built in 1896.
So the Moss Cottage was actually named after the Spanish moss that surrounds the entire property and Jekyll Island. The first owner, his name was William Strothers. He came from Philadelphia Marble Works. Looks like the entire outside of the house is painted green with shingles with some yellow secondary color. Give you a little 360 of the house. Looks like there's a basement. Definitely boarded up. You can see the house is massive. It doesn't look like it's that big from the front, but lots of windows, lots of doors. And it's holding up pretty well to be its age. But the Moss Cottage, very beautiful, very ancient, and very preserved, and full of wildlife, as you can see. Okay, so we're at our second house of the day, the Goodyear Cottage. Looks like it was actually made in 1906, but the first owner died in 1907 at the age of 58. Says he began his career with only $100. However, he left his heirs with a $10 million estate. So that house was worth $10 million. It's probably worth way more now. But looks like he would come here with J.P. Morgan and some other big influencers and businessmen. So we're gonna go walk around and check it out firsthand. Now I read that it's Spanish architecture. You can kind of tell by the outside, the different pavilions, the window styles. It's got a white painting on the outside with yellowish, orangish secondary colors. It's a lot more spaced out in the yard than the last home was. I think now it's actually just a gift shop. But you can see there's nothing really around this home. It's just a bunch of... Yeah, there's an art gallery and a gift shop. Looks like there's something on the downstairs and on the top floor as well. You can see across the way, that is the last home.
Alright, so we're at the Mistletoe Cottage, built in 1900 exactly. Really cool structure on this building. Got a lot of chimneys, which you wouldn't really expect being so close to the beach, but you never know how cold it's gonna get in Georgia. So the Mistletoe Cottage is actually right next to the standing Indian Mound Cottage, which we'll be going to next. That is the cottage that Rockefeller stayed in, but this is the Mistletoe Cottage. Give you a little tour real quick of this one. Got a lot of planes coming back and forth overhead, because there's an airport on the island. If you ever come and visit, really cool to come look at the planes.
interesting porch over here.
Yeah, and you see, I think pretty much all the cottages are like wheelchair accessible, so you can come and look at the porches and everything. So you got some old cast iron railing right here.
You can barely see out of the porch. Like, it's so dark in here because of all the boards.
See if we can come take a look inside the window. Oh yeah. So I guess they got a little museum they can come and look inside. Oh, it's open. Yeah, you had to come on a tour. Which they have a few different types of tours on the island. I know one of them you can come in and like tour like 4 different cottages, and there's one you can just like get a tour around the whole island, and they actually have a ghost tour that you can come take, which is really interesting. Coming up with this wheelchair ramp here on the other side of the cottage. Piano right there.
Look at the old wheelchair.
Let me see it. And walking around to the front porch of the Mistletoe Cottage. So now we are approaching Indian Mound Cottage, built in 1892. This was Rockefeller's house. Rockefeller, if you don't know, was, and it still is, the one of the richest people in the world. And actually this is where the Federal Reserve was signed. Right there through that window, which we'll give you a little view of. So, a little history of the spot in this area, actually. A lot of Native Americans used to be here. And actually in this spot, there is used to be a mound right where this house was. And the mound was actually an altar, and the altar they would do sacrifices and stuff. And it's just kind of crazy that this is where they signed the Federal Reserve, right on top of the altar.
That's the chair.
So here's the chair right here. This is Rockefeller's chair. You can't really see it. This is actually another one of the places you can come and do a little tour. But here it is right here. Here's the room. Right where that table is right there is, I think, is where they would have signed the Federal Reserve. And legend has it, underneath this house is where the altar was that they did sacrifices. Pretty crazy stuff.
That's creepy. See our reflection.
Jekyll Island is actually known to be one of the most haunted places. People love to come here and look for ghosts. There's lots of stories of the workers talking about ghosts and experiences with the paranormal. Maybe we can talk to somebody that's had an experience or two. Which I'm pretty sure, like I said, I think all the porches are wheelchair accessible. Try to look in the windows, but you can't really see. This is dark. So here's a little pull through. You can come and park. Got a little shade. Can't really see too much from the windows, and it's really hard to film it. But this is pretty much where all the main stuff went down.
Chasing love can drive you mad and make you feel real good, make you feel so sad. Oh, 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 chasing love. Make you act just like a fool. You can hardly speak when she smiles.
1940 Buick Special 8. Jekyll Island plate. So, making our way into the middle of the hotel here. Got a nice little fountain.
And the classical music. The whole world of the place is very nice. Takes you back in time. Oh my god, Mabel is here.
So we are on the back side of the hotel now, walking around. Got a little more breeze on this side.
It's like the sweet life of Zach and Cody. I'm getting lost over here. I guess it's down here. Yes, it is. Nice people.
Welcome to the back rooms. That's a small. Let's get out of here.
Maybe later.
What can you do when the one you want don't want you? Chasing love make you blue when it don't work out like you want it to. Oh,
Made it to Faith Chapel here. Walking up, really big, beautiful stained glass windows and some really neat gargoyles or whatever they're called. Not really sure. I only seen Hunchback of Notre Dame like once. Yeah, it's going.
You guys from the trolley tour?
No, we were actually wondering how much are tours?
It was $5 a person to get right now. But tomorrow is free from 12. You guys want to come out during those hours?
Okay, yeah, we'll come back by tomorrow. Thank you, actually.
Seems to be $5 person for a tour.
It scared me. See it, just popped out of nowhere.
So now we're walking to. What's the name of this place?
This place looks like something off of Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite places on the island here. Really peaceful.
El río fluye, nunca solo está, solo está. El río fluye, nunca solo está, no solo está. A veces tranquilo.
So we got some chairs up here to relax. Here's a view from the top.
Cuando el enojo aumenta, el árbol se cortará, se cortará. El río fluye, nunca solo está, no solo está. El río fluye, nunca solo está.
Alright, so we made it to the Holborn Cottage here. Walking around to the front.
It was made in 1890 for Charles Maurice. He was the first owner of the place. Kind of give you a little view of it. Kind of looks like Wayne Manor from Batman.
So, supposedly this is actually one of the most haunted places, quote unquote, over here. It's got a really big porch on the front. We'll come in there and walk to that, but you actually see the doors are really big too.
Not opening.
Trying to be able to see much.
It's probably the biggest porch I've ever seen.
Yeah, walking onto the porch here, you can see this family wanted to spend a lot of time outside. Guess if I lasted this long, it worked out pretty good. But really nice view from the porch
See the inside a little bit over here.
to the canal over there. Kind of see the inside. So walking around the back of the cottage. I really like these wooden shutters they got here. A lot of these houses remind me of Pirates Caribbean, like one of my favorite movie series. It's just got that old aesthetic to it. Right next to the beach. So it doesn't look like there's actually too much information on this building right here. Doesn't look like it's open at all. What was this one called again?
Villa Mariana.
The Villa Mariana. This one looks really cool. I like the color of it. Built in 1928. So they got a really cool flower garden slash fountain in the front. I like the way this tile is right here. Well, looks used to be a fountain. I don't know if it was a fountain or what it was. Maybe a tree used to be there. Maybe that pot used to be there. Tile art.